my name is Anna. I'm a 21-year-old living with cerebral palsy, and I upload new video right here on this YouTube channel on a weekly basis, all about my life with cerebral palsy and disability awareness in general. So if that interests you, consider subscribing. And this is my dad.
I'm 128 years old.
If you were that, you'd be, well,
Gone.
not here. Probably disintegrated. But today we are going to be talking about, I got a question on Instagram about how I am so independent and how I told them that I wanted to be. So I thought this was a good topic considering my line of work. And how else would you put it, Dad?
I guess just how you get more and more independence all the time, because you're still in the midst of it. It's not like you're totally independent, but you're more so than you were a year ago and a year before that, and so you've gradually gotten to be more and more independent. Probably a long way to go, but how did you do it, and maybe how can other people do it?
Yeah,
right?
And I want to preface this video by saying not how much her independent, but it's more so like how am I able to hold down the wheel, and independent in that way, and like
develop yourself professionally and learn and also just independent relationships.
Yeah.
Because we don't, you've been really good. Just you've gotten this ability to develop networks and people and friends without our help, which that didn't used to happen back in high school. And not as much.
Dude, I met Anthony and him.
I know, but I'm just saying before then, it was always...
Before then, yeah, because I had the feeling that, and if you have the feeling it necessarily doesn't have to be true, that you're not worthy because of your disability. You're not worthy of moving out into a party scene or moving to footballing or being invested in a quote-unquote normal high school experience.
Get kind of nervous about it and not sure if you should try it because you don't know what's going to happen and how they're going to look at you and all that. Yep. But yeah, I don't know if do you want to talk about how you kind of got through yours briefly, and then we can talk about other people's situations, maybe.
Yeah, and then you can talk about it from a parent. Well, you might know Teddy. He's been on the channel, but he's one of my really good friends. We've known each other for 7-8 years now. And holy crap, we're old. Old. But he was he's the one that really we started hanging out on a weekly basis on Sunday, baking and stuff like that.
How old were you?
8th grade.
8th grade.
And the 8th grade year, and before that, I was just hang around, read my book, draw. It's a horrible thing, that's all me.
Yeah, that's all good.
But there was more to it than that, more to me. And then I got thinking he had a little bit, actually a lot of bit, disability experience. His husband had kind of bit in it. So we got talking about, it's probably okay and it's probably safe for me to go out to lunch with him, go out to the park with him, go shopping with him,
And this happened later, right? Kind of at first, when they were really young.
Yeah.
I guess you started by having friends come here, and you would do stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, that was and that went on for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then at some point, we said, well, if you can take her out, that's fine. Let's, make sure you know how to do the walker, make sure you talk about safety, make sure that they're comfortable and we're comfortable with them. It was a lot of things. It wasn't like you snap your fingers, but then you started mixing in the ability to go out with friends. Still happens, but
buddy. Then
best buddies in school, yeah.
Came around because you might be familiar with any best buddy happening. Most of the best buddy outing or out in public places, whether you're bowling or in the zoo or whatever, and parents can drop their hurting off. Not hurting. Well, kind of hurting. High school age individual or at the event with their buddy. So that's where I really wanted to pick up momentum with that, because to be in that hub, you kind of had to be comfortable with that idea.
Right.
The whole idea of the hub is to promote community and students.
Yeah.
And then later on, I got older into high school. Buddy, I wanted to have somewhat of respite away, and then you wanted to find that word.
Oh, respite?
Anyone?
I barely know what it is. All I know is they call it respite care when someone comes to help with Anna or go do something with Anna and gives the parents a break, or the caregiver a break. Yeah.
So
it's a benefit for us too.
when my parents were on a dinner date,
Yes.
I want to, instead of asking a family member all the time, I wanted to have the option to ask a friend to come and hang out.
Yeah, because you used to stay at home fairly. We'd go out for an hour, or you'd just stay home and do stuff on the computer.
Yeah.
Which you still do sometimes, but then you said, hey, this is an opportunity for you then to have a friend over without the parents around, which is cool.
Well,
right?
my brother would come over.
Have Max over and goof off, do some silly stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to do more of that with my son. So I started doing that, and then I graduated, and that went on for my entirety of my 4 years of high school, and it's never fun today, but that's one of my main ways I'm independent during that time. My sister, people would take me to my high school football game, basketball game, even the non-violent protest, all that stuff. And after high school, I started my brand and wanted to have to plan my day around interviews, posts, photos I needed to get done. So I'm able to independently, with my exception of my daily health journey, when you say?
Finish your thought. What?
David, with my exception of my daily health journey, I'm able to do my day independently as long as it doesn't involve driving and aid to a place.
Yeah, I mean everything besides physical help, and when there's a lot, which there's a lot of. I mean, let's face it, there's a lot. But other than getting you from here to there, or getting you dressed, or some of the daily needs things, other than those things, you pretty much plan your day, sometimes on your own with your friends, sometimes with mom.
I'm talking about my work.
Your work stuff.
My plan.
Oh yeah, all your work stuff you do entirely yourself. We only give a ride or set up a camera or whatever. Yeah, you've been amazingly independent at that.
I started doing that with my plan, and then I had an independent. Now that I have my new job, my new career, that's all remote. But now I'm hitting where I need note taker and a ride to my job, and a ride to my in-person meeting every once in a while, and that I hire a hair memo, a hand who is a hair memo. So that's kind of all the way I'm an independent. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so. I think, do you want to shift gears and talk about like other people? And because Anna's one case, and you have certain abilities and certain disabilities, and you're able to be independent in certain ways, and then other people will be able to be independent in maybe fewer or different ways than Anna, or maybe in some cases more ways than Anna. So I think it's trying to define independence for yourself is important, and say, what are, based on what I can do, what are the kind of things that I could be and want to be and maybe should be trying to do on my own. Because sometimes parents, we want to help in every way possible, and sometimes we get a little carried away and do too much. And sometimes it takes the person who's disabled to say, can you let me try this myself? Whether it's picking out your clothes or eating or choosing what's for dinner, or could be small things like that become important. If you want to do them yourself, that's awesome.
Can I hand over?
Can I have a friend over? The schedule for the day. Do you always want to let your caregiver tell you what's happening, or is it something you'd like to make some choices on, if you can, and if you can speak or if you can express yourself? Find the ways that you think you'd like to be independent. And I think generally, if you make the most of the ways you can be independent, you're going to feel good about it. It's going to be something that feels good to you in general, because it doesn't make you feel great if people are doing stuff for you that you can do on your own. So whatever those things are, I think that's what Anna's saying. Just try to make them your own, and do as many things as you think you can do. And it's and it happens over time. It doesn't have to happen all at once. So you pick one thing you want to start doing, and then a month or two later, maybe you pick a second thing. You don't have to change everything at once. Yeah.
And you can make it. You can break it down. I will university that developed the program to help with that, and I'll make it down for anyone who's interested. But you can basically break down whatever you're trying to do independently into
your hands in the way of the camera, honey.
Into any domain, whether the daily life or my picking out your outfit. And with that, or taking the theory idea or living out in the community living. How you
joining clubs or
if it helps you can look at the resources I provided down in the description for you guys, and there's like a million more things.
And that's charting your life course. Is that what they call it? Yeah. So look at charting your life course, which is something that Anna helps other people with now, and it's a process you go through. And if you're able to kind of read that and see, you can see like what are the things you might think about for setting up goals for the coming months and years.
Or days, even.
Days.
I know people who do a day.
Really?
Holding my life course.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it's fun to think about where do you want to be? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want? Isn't that kind of what it's about?
Right.
And setting those
even
steps.
One day.
Yeah.
Some people do it day to day. Hey, I have this bird today. I need to hit this bird, but to hit this bird, I need A, B, and C, and D.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I hope this video kind of answered all some of your questions. Probably not all of them in there. Okay, you can always leave them down in the comments below. And I would love to know how you're independent, wouldn't you, Dad?
Yeah. I'd love it'd be fun to hear how things that people have done that have changed over time, or you're doing some things you didn't used to be able to do for yourself. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. How